Hello, hello. I am back with more plants. Don't be surprised. It just keeps growing, right? Because look at this. It looks like there are more plants now than the last time I saw you. I am Marie, your go-to wellness coach. I also love gardening, so I love sharing what I'm growing in my garden, what I brought home, the plants that I have as house plants inside growing throughout the whole year and blooming. And so today I want to start out with a plant that has new leaf, even though one seemed not to be doing really well, but I got a new growth. So that's always exciting for me when new growth are coming out, which is super awesome. I always leave the name of the plant here so I remember what I'm looking at. So this is an Alocasia, beautiful, but this may go out real soon, but I'm just happy. I focus on the new growth, right? And it's doing well. So I'm going to be watering it right after this to make sure that the soil is doing well and following the instructions in terms of keeping it happy, happy, happy. So this does really well with indirect light. I have to keep the soil moist. So this has been like a great find. And so a lot of time what I'll also do, I'll show you, even though I've showed you the plant when I first got them, but I'll bring them back to show you how they're doing, if they're doing well, or if they're no longer, if they're no longer here, or they needed a little help, right? Just to get back to their healthy self. So right next to me, you can see, this is the biggest phyllo. Not phyllo, I'm thinking about there's a phyllo in front of me that I'm looking at, but my Fiddle Fig, the biggest one, my second one that I bought, it's huge. I was trying to find a way for you to show it. It's literally up to my shoulder. And so that was the biggest find ever. I love plants with big leaves, variegated leaves. It's even better. And so I'm going to take the time to just wipe every single leaf and make sure they are glowing and shiny and healthy, and always looking under them to see how they are doing. But this one, I'm like, oh my God, I have to look up every time and I have to find a good spot for it. The goal is for it to be having indirect light. And so I got to find a spot. They all like this spot. And this is the first one, my first Fiddle Fig, which is more bushy on top versus this one, which is like all over. It's like a tree, even looking at the trunk, it's like I bought myself a whole tree, which is really amazing. So I wanted to share with you two other plants or bring back a favorite. So one that I'm always worried about getting, this is an ivy. This is a Hedera Ivy. It's really doing well. I keep it indoors, enjoy a light, right on a bookshelf. And it seemed to be happy where it is. My thing is I like to keep the plants where they are the most happy. So if they're doing well in a particular spot, I'll leave it there. There are some dry leaves that I'm seeing inside and I just pluck it out. But as I'm looking out, I can see there's some new growth. It's just a beautiful variety that I've never had before. And usually I'm concerned about ivies not really doing well. And so I love how this one is great. It's growing. I think this is new. Again, I love showing the new leaf or new leaves that they're having. So this is beautiful. And they don't really need much. I mean, this is almost like a snake plant. They don't need much. And it won't be going outside, even though I know ivies do really well in our winter hardy, some ivies. But this one, since it's doing well inside, I'm gonna keep it inside, making sure it is happy. And again, follow the instruction and give the plant what they want. I feel like I'm doing some magic trick right now, pulling these plants out. So this is another plant that's doing well. It's doing so well. This little bloom has been here for weeks, which makes me so happy. This is a Kalanchoe. Kalanchoe, who knows if I'm pronouncing this correctly? Kalanchoe. Kalanchoe. Some may even call it Widow's Thrill, Kalanchoe. All right, so most of you're probably more knowledgeable than I am. So this is what you're looking at. And so they come in different colors. I've had yellow, I've had orange. This is a beautiful pink. And I found that this was actually on sale. I went to pick up something. I was buying some flowers for a birthday and this caught my eye and I'm like, you are coming with me. You're coming with me. And so doing really well, beautiful. And that flower is just gonna stay there. And again, this is another one. It's right by the window. It's doing well there, so I'm leaving it in its happy place. So all your plants have a spot where they're gonna grow, they're gonna flourish, they get the perfect either direct or indirect light. Let them be. Let them be. If you find that spot the moment you brought the plant home, let them enjoy their time there. So as always, you get 3 and then possibly a bonus. So I show you the Ivy, which is really doing well, Hedera Ivy. Here we go, very pretty. I need to do a whole photo shoot with my plants. That's my dream, a photo shoot at a nursery or turn a corner into that and then take some fun pictures, right? Create my own little arboretum of sort and keep dreaming of that beautiful farm I will have one day. But technically this is it right now. This is the beautiful wow garden. Every time I look at it, I'm like, wow, inside and out. Love it. So again, this is the Kalanchoe plant. We have a beautiful pink bloom. Okay, so that's the second one that I showed you today. And of course, the Alocasia that has a new leaf that I showed you. Here she is. I don't have a name yet. So very beautiful. And I love the different shade. You have this really dark leaf, and then you have this little new one that just came about. And then this one may not be doing so well. So I may just snip that and then make sure that it's being watered. But I know there's a new leaf that's going to be coming out based on the little bud that I'm looking at. There's a third or perhaps a fourth down below. So all those are doing so well. And that makes me happy. Gardening, having houseplants, being surrounded by plants. This is part of my self-care practice. This is how I practice sacred self-care to make sure every day I'm doing a little something to take care of myself, but also taking care of my plants, giving them what they need to make sure that they are flourishing, happy, healthy, inside and out. So if they're blooming, making sure the soil is well drained and they have all the fertilizers that they need, all the nutrients that they need, and they truly are thriving. And I do the same for myself. And I want to show you how to do that yourself, how to prioritize self-care unapologetically. So I take care of my plants without apologies. If I can do that for them and others around me, okay, people, then I can do that for myself. And so it's a beautiful synergy that I get to practice that and create the environment that allows me to flourish. And at the same time, I'm taking care of my mind, right? I'm minding my mind. This brings me so much peace, so much peace. And it allowed me to slow down. So I'm going to close with this story. Yesterday, I decided the giant philo that I have, I'm going to clean the plants. You cannot clean water in a wash, right? It's just not a good idea. And so I take the time just to wipe down each leaf. That was so meditative for me, just to take that time to make sure all the dust were off and everything was clean, and the areas that were dry, just remove them, gently remove them. And that allowed me to literally pause and slow down for about 10 minutes or so, right? 10 minutes instead of rushing and noise. And of course, I had some beautiful music playing at the same time. There's always music. And, you know, depending on what I'm doing, I would love to include more that are non-copyrighted when I'm sharing here, but I'm always listening to music, whether it's like on my computer and so on. And so that's me doing that in my own space. I don't need to escape somewhere or go anywhere or travel, commute to be able to create that. I get to create that in my own space for a few minutes and not feel like, oh, I need to make time. Oh, I don't have time, right? I'm making time. 10 minutes, I'm worth 10 minutes. I'm worth 20, 30, even an hour. But I start very slowly by taking care of those. By doing that, that makes me feel great. That makes me feel joy and happy. And I want to hold on to that every single day. And to be able to do that and prioritize your self-care unapologetically. Do a little something, and believe me, it is good for your health. It is good for your well-being, right? And that changes your whole mood, your whole way of being, the way you interact with other people. So that's the reason I'm planting seeds. And also, if I'm feeling this way, I get to journal. Many of you have been using the planting seeds journal to journal and share what you're grateful for and reflect on affirmation. And so for me, I get to literally live it. I live it, literally planting seeds, but also thinking of the habits that I'm creating to make sure my healthcare, well, my healthcare, my self-care is top priority, but that's part of my healthcare as well. And I'm hoping it's part of yours. So I am excited. Let me know, how are you practicing self-care? What are you planting? What seed are you planting this season? What habits are you growing? So I'm going to continue sharing with you. Please share your story with me. Let me know how I can help you. All the links that you need for us to get connected are in the description or in my profile. So let's get connected. Let's keep planting those seeds, grow, flourish together with a dose of joy. I'll see you next time. See you next time. See you next time.